Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons The Second Age. How are you all doing?
Pretty good.
Excellent.
Really good.
So, without further ado, we're a little late starting tonight, so who wants to go ahead and tell me exactly what happened the last time we played this game?
Well, so last time we started with our big cliffhanger. We were pressed up against a wall, invisible,
Mm-hmm.
thinking, how on earth are we going to get out of this mess? But luckily, what was it? It was a few drow and two of those two of those big drow demon things ran on past, barely paying attention to the wall that we were invisible against, and everything was looking great. Right up until the drow started having a discussion, and one of them was left behind. So we're thinking, shit, moving would blow our cover because we've got two people in heavy armor. That's gonna throw some suspicions. And so what ends up happening is Arya springs into action, trying to silently take him down, but he teleports away straight into Kelariis, who finishes the job. Gently lay him down, and off we go back through the tunnel towards this strange camp that all of these bad guys came from. And we find we arrive just as another similar party is departing down a separate tunnel. And we can still see that there are individuals rallying down in the little camp. So we have to move quick still. The compass is pointing us down into the valley. So down we go on their weird elevator system. Managed to avoid detection for a while. But eventually we are spotted, and rather than standing and fighting, we just simply make a run for it, dash through the weird rocky spire forest. Through a combination of our sort of head start and a little bit of magic to hinder and other abilities to hinder our pursuers. We escape. We give them the slip, and we set up for our desperately needed long rest, hidden away under one of the spires as best we could. Luckily, we are undisturbed, and we continue on our journey. Although now I'm struggling to remember exactly what followed.
Well,
Oh yeah, that's it. So we basically stopped right before a long descent into a big old canyon. And so we follow this canyon through the base as the compass directs us, and soon enough we are spotting figures around us and something big jumping across the canyon above us. And so obviously this puts us on high alert. And just up ahead, where there's an almost cave-like formation in the canyon, we spot a drow man with more of those demons. We have a bit of an exchange, which basically is him going, "Oh, you guys look interesting," and us going, "What the hell are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm here to see what you guys are like." And yeah, basically it results in a fight. He's just trying to be like, "Oh, you guys are fun. Let's see how you fight," because he's weird. And Grim kind of rinses him with a whopping fucking 16 attacks in the space of 12 seconds. He just rips through the drow form. The drow turns into this absolutely massive demon, and then Grim just rips through that as well. The two demons fall to the rest of us, and we just sort of shrug and move on. That was basically the gist of it, really. What was clearly meant to be a nice resistance to slow us down, stall us, or like something like that, ended up being a small speed bump as we moved on through the canyon again. And I believe that's when we eventually came across what is now seen before us. The compass directing us towards this rather large, scary fortress encampment thing.
Yep.
With our target being somewhere inside and underneath. So how we're going to get at it is, well, the question now.
Indeed. So I believe the three of you are camped atop the ridge overlooking the walled perimeter of this structure compound deal, and are preparing to take a short rest while Arya is descending down into the gully underneath this overcrop to perform reconnaissance.
Yep.
So, I guess we will open with Arya. I guess, Arya, as you are descending down this path, give me a perception check. Okay. So as you're making your way down the winding slope that turns from side to side down this route, you once again come up against several of these like outcroppings where there's like a loose railing has sort of been established to create like a small break point at turns in the stairs. And the closer you get to the bottom of this, the more you realise that the walls of this compound are they are significant. They are probably bigger than the walls of the keep back home. As you get to the bottom of this, you realise that actually as well that there is a second layer to this wall. There's essentially like a slightly smaller perimeter wall that runs down closer, and as you descend, you can see even more of these canvas tents that all have insignia of the Dread Legion on them. Giving a rough estimate of what you can see here, there are encampments for maybe like 60 to 80 people within these walls, and that's the tents alone. These are they are very much packed into this compound grounds. As you sort of approach the end of the staircase, give me a stealth roll.
I would have probably. I'll also cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay. Okay, it's 24.
Glad I passed. I rolled. I cast that spell now.
Okay. So yeah, you descend down and basically reach the outside of this first perimeter wall. Looking around, there doesn't appear to be a gate in this base wall. There is a section of the wall that looks like it might basically like fold inwards to reveal like a gateway, but it is currently like well, it's closed basically. That it's I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. Rather than being like an archway in a wall, it looks like the wall itself would move to make a gateway. But it is currently sealed, and it looks hefty. It's not the kind of doors that you would push on to open it. It looks like it has a mechanism to be opened.
Guess is there any other way I can see that I could possibly get in?
Give me another perception roll. Actually, no. Give me an investigation roll.
Oh. Significantly worse investigation. Yeah.
Okay. So you give a brief scout around like the visible part of this secondary wall that you can see. And there really doesn't seem to be any other way into this other than perhaps trying to scale the walls themselves. The only thing that you do notice is about maybe 40 to 50 feet up on this outer wall, there is like a channel that is sort of cut into the framework that, judging from the wear and tear of it and the general appearance of it, looks to be an outlet for water from somewhere further up inside the structure. It
Can
is.
I get in there?
If you have a way to get 40 feet up in the air.
Are these walls climbable?
They are basically set up so that they are they're two-tiered walls with like an overhang on the second tier. So climbing it without specialist equipment is almost impossible.
Should take it one of those climbing kits.
I thought we gave one to you last time because we were talking about the fact that you go off on your own a lot. Or did I imagine that conversation?
I think it may have been a case where we talked about it and never actually did it.
Fair
Because
enough.
we did
Maybe.
conclude it was a good idea, but I don't.
And then we didn't do it. That sounds like us.
I mean, I think if it's not written down in Aya's inventory,
Hmm. Can I like go around more around the sides?
Yeah, you can like spend more time looking around. Give me another investigation roll. Okay. As you make your way around this for the second time, it is basically rapidly becoming clear to you that this encampment is very much designed to keep whatever denizens approach this place out. The upper portions of these walls are built out of a very, very smooth stone. And combined with the overhang, the points on the peaks of the walls, the slick nature of the walls themselves, even climbing with a climbing kit is looking like it's going to be very, very difficult. So far, really, the only thing that you've noted is that the whatever water drainage might have a way inside, but again, you're going to struggle trying to get up to it. As you finish your second circuit of these walls prowling about, it dawns on you. You haven't seen a single individual atop these walls, and you haven't heard anything from inside. It is eerily quiet.
Hmm. Even up like near the gate.
Yep. There is nothing. No patrols, no sounds, no shouting.
I wonder if they're gone. If they're gone, we might be able to break in easier. Okay, well, I'd probably go back and tell the others that I think they're gone.
Okay. So I will say in the time it takes Arya to descend to the bottom, do her scout, and then come back up, everybody take a short rest. With the exception of Arya.
It's okay, I'd get like shit all back anyway.
But you don't think you I literally don't think you expended anything that you could restore in the previous
No.
fight anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were because we were told to wait was the actual rolling for the
Yes.
short rest. I
Yes.
don't know if it's gonna make a difference yet or.
No.
I mean, roll it now.
It was if Arya chose to do anything and you needed to react, which is why I told you to hold off.
Yeah.
Well,
But Arya chose to be more passive, which means we weren't interrupted in our rest.
time for quick math.
Oh wow.
Nice.
I don't. Okay, let's see. Just for my own convenience.
I just roll a hit dice really. Or our temporary hit points are gone, I assume at this point.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, I can give them back to you once we're in a fight again, but
It's okay. Okay, that's close enough.
So
Actually, I
wait,
may as well
that's
pop
2,
up.
3, 4, 6, 7.
Oops. I didn't mean to roll 3. Sorry. I think my internet's dying a little bit also.
Well, your voice is all right.
Yeah, you sound fine.
Yeah, no, the Ferrous, when you were talking, you kept like cutting in and out and like stuttering for me, and I'm just like,
Oh, right, okay.
yeah.
That's
So
unfortunate.
if I totally die at some point, it's because my internet is being awful, but it'll probably be okay.
Also, I can't believe I hit exactly my hit point maximum.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
nice.
It did take a few die rolls.
Nice.
Just a couple.
Also, yeah, thanks to the short rest, I have my signature spell back.
Mm-hmm.
It's another free cast of counter spell, 3rd level. I'm gonna make some trackers for this.
Did you use your arcane thingy?
Arcane Recovery.
No, I'm gonna hold off on it.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Okay. So yeah, as you're finishing your rest, Grim bandaging his wounds, the rest of you taking a breather, Arya returns and informs you of what she's seen.
I think we might be able to break in if there's not anyone inside.
It's convenient.
It is convenient.
Could they know we're coming? I mean, I guess they probably could.
Well, if the guy that we met previously is anything to go by, they know. Because they showed up here expecting to fight us.
True.
I honestly doubt that they've left it completely unguarded wherever, if they have gone anywhere.
We're trapped in some way, right? And besides, it seems like we need some mechanism to open the door unless we want to have a risky climb. Or we can fly.
think going over the wall might be your best bet, just because if they're going to defend anything, it's probably the gate, even if we don't hear them.
Mm.
Plus, I don't think it's going to be any easier to get through the gate than it is getting over the wall. Although we could, I guess you could have like a little peek, see if it's open.
Excuse me, what, the gate?
Yeah, like I don't imagine the gate's open, but
The gate was definitely not open.
okay.
Yeah. Also, what was this about? What was it? Water removal?
There is a channel
missed that.
in one side of the wall, the side of the perimeter wall closest to the like the hollowed out section that leads into the cavern behind. There is what looks like a drainage channel that seems to eject water from within the complex, which might have been a way in, but it's like 50 feet off the ground.
I mean, I might be able to get there with a climbing kit, but
How high up is the actual like overhang of the wall?
That's probably like the beginning of 40 feet, and then you've got like another 10-15 feet of the upper portion.
Okay.
Well, if we could get, well, Arya, if you go up to where the water pipe is, that would get us decently high up. And then from there, if it's closed, we can decide to keep going up, or we can try go up through the water.
That's
So,
what I think too.
yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
I could also give us flight if we just wanted to go over that way.
It does make things rather easy, doesn't it? Also, we're kind of silent, I think. Flight is quiet, I hope.
Yeah, I don't think it makes a noise.
Aside from if you're casting it.
Yeah, there is no audible effect for fly beyond the spellcast. Yeah, it's not a jetpack.
Yeah, could you imagine just like a magical jetpack spell?
I'm flying and I'm deaf.
Yeah,
What is
it's
that strange noise?
Yeah, it's just like the Iron Man shoot. It just shoots jets of flame out of your hands and feet, and it makes a really loud noise.
Well, flights might be easy.
Let me just do some maths. It'd be a big cast to get all of us, though. That's the only problem.
I don't know if we want to burn a big spell slot like that on something like this.
Yeah, possibly not.
What's a spell slot?
Well, I didn't say spell slot.
I know. A large amount of magical energy.
Yeah.
I did think it would be funny if like that's how they teach it in like wizard, like any sort of arcane academy, where they're just like, we measure magical power in this thing called spell slots.
Yeah.
It represents your magical capacity.
See, I prefer the idea that Arya just has no formal education of magic, so just assumes you have like these like slots for your spells, and Elizabeth's like, that's not how it works at all.
It's like,
Yeah.
fine.
And then of course we the viewers are going, Arya's onto us, shit.
Looks into camera like it's on The Office.
Yeah.
Literally.
A little bit of dramatic irony there.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. Again,
but
I think I'm just having bad experiences with climbing.
Well, I think we're gonna need all your magic anyway, and considering how things are gonna go, we can probably if we need it, we can always stop the flying. Let's just.
I mean, we could try, like, as long as one of us could get up there could probably get the others up. Like, if I could attach some rope so you all could climb up.
Yeah.
That is one way.
Well, I thought that's kind of the idea of just having you climb up with the
Yeah.
kit as well. Makes it easier on the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
I believe
But
also
yeah,
as well, Elizabeth, your passive levitate can get that high.
Yeah.
Not passive levitate, but you know what I mean. Your
Well, yeah.
racial levitate.
Yeah, I could levitate up, in theory. It only takes me a set distance off the ground, but if I can pull myself up along a surface...
Well, you just scale the wall, but
Well, yeah.
Like, there's a lot of things we could do, but we need to think we're gonna do. And, like, I think, like, I think sending Arya up with the climbing kit is just gonna be... Like, she knows how to climb, she'll be fine. And then if something goes wrong, you can use your levitate on yourself to, like, in case you struggle getting up. And then you'll have the rope, so you don't have to worry about accidentally doing something weird. Or even you can even use fly if necessary, but
So
like,
looking at levitate, it does
like,
basically
it's...
just seem to give me a 20 feet flying speed upwards.
Yeah, but like, so we're just gonna go there and just let Arya climb up. 'Cause
Alright.
it's kind of the same thing that happens every time where
Yeah.
we could use the magical way and then nothing happens and then yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess the four of you are headed down. Are you still trying to be quiet, or are you giving up on that?
Well, pass out a trace. Well, it's an hour long, I think.
And you will have been gone for basically an hour at this point, so unless you want to cast it again.
I mean, I guess we can try to be quiet. I don't know how well.
I mean, we might as well.
Yeah, like it's like if there's nobody hears us, and if there is somebody, they might not hear us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Then in that case, make me stealth checks.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Swan dive into a bush.
What's this
Hang on a minute.
roll?
Do you know what that means Arya's stealth is? 42.
Except no, pass without traces ended.
Pass out trace is not in effect.
Ah.
Oh, sorry guys. I tried.
Okay. I don't think there's anyone in there to hear us anyway, so.
I guess we're about to find out.
For our doing, pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. So
Look how
you
we're in descending order as well.
you make your way down the cliffside till you're all at the base, moving around to the side where this water channel is. And I guess climbing kit in hand. Arya, make me a athletics roll. Okay.
Easy.
So
Nyxes.
it is a difficult climb, and it is certainly not a quiet one, as you are literally having to like drive pittons into the wall to make your way up. The rest of you sit around in weighted silence, like watching the wall top. Those of you with ranged weapons holding them at the ready. Those of you with magic just sort of on edge as you hear every like clang of the hammer hitting a piton. Eventually, Arya, you manage to string a rope up to the level of this water channel. To your disappointment, however, about maybe 4 or 5 feet into this channel, there is a heavy latticed metal grill.
Of course there is. And I guess there's no way to get through it.
You tell me.
I mean, I don't really want to spend the time sawing through metal to get through it.
Well,
I mean, I guess I could Misty step through it.
We have a lot of ways to get through.
you have at least now got a resting point partway up the wall. It is not particularly sturdy, and it will not hold all of you at once, but...
Well, I guess I can just keep going up to the top and maybe secure the rope up there.
Okay. Make me another athletics roll.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Arya plummets to her death.
No.
No, you're not going to die.
So... I will say... you essentially... You make it to this rest point. And proceed up the... proceed to, like, make your way up. And... as you're driving in probably like the third piton, as you're like getting closer to the top, essentially what happens is a chunk of this smooth stone that is like plating the outside of these walls essentially begins to fracture. You have... I will say you have a moment of reaction before basically this thing shears off and takes half your pittance and you with it. What are you doing?
Scrambling to find another hold.
Okay, you're just gonna like scramble to grab hold of
Well,
something.
I mean, I don't think I can keep this on there. Like, could I just like shove it back in the wall?
No, because it's essentially just gonna like dislodge and fall down.
Yeah.
So you're just...
I mean,
you're just gonna...
I'm just trying to keep myself up
Okay.
on there.
So in that case, I will say, you make a lunge for the top of the wall. You manage to get your grips on the top of the wall, and you are hanging by your arms. Make me another athletics roll.
What is going on here? It's like
Okay.
22, -1,
So in
23.
in a fit of pure adrenaline, you grab onto the edge of this and scramble up, hauling yourself up and over the wall. The rest of you watch as like Arya suddenly goes from like tentative climbing to making a leap of faith to the top of this wall, and a chunk of this stone like slides away, brings down 2, 3, 4 pittons with it, and a good chunk of rope. The three of you have to move aside as this thing comes down and just shatters on the ground below. You have definitely lost all sense of stealth if you had one. And currently basically like the climbing kit is expended, and you still really only have climbing up to the water level. Arya, however, you are now on top of the walls.
What do my elf eyes see?
Give me a perception roll. Okay. Casting a quick glance around, like immediately, like on edge, on instinct, bow drawn, like looking around for potential hostiles. You see nothing.
What's on the other side of the wall?
Much the same as what you saw previously. There's basically like a field of tents like laid out in as close to regimented rows as it can be. Basically up until it reaches there are a couple of like outbuildings for this structure that dot among the tents. You can see pretty much across the entire like open fronted courtyard here. And yeah, it's tents as far as the eye can see. A handful of buildings. No signs of movement. That's it.
Can I go around to the gate area? Like, how far away is
Okay,
that?
so you're just leaving your companions to it, or?
Well, I mean, they can't really climb up, right?
They can try. Just the second half of your progress has been lost, basically. It's up to them what they want to do, unless you want to communicate with each other.
I mean, yeah. While this is happening, like Elizabeth probably turns to the others and just says, Would you guys be okay down here if I? Would you guys be able to make your own way up?
Probably.
I'm sure we could
At
find a way.
which point,
Oh.
she'd probably look up to the wall.
What are you?
Actually, she'd probably turn to. She'd probably turn to Lyra and say, like, okay, Lyra, how would you feel if I did a quick bit of magic on you to get us both up onto the wall?
She looks at you, just cocks her head.
Because I get the feeling that if I was on your back, I could maybe levitate us both up to the top of the wall with Arya.
Give me an animal handling roll.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
She fixes you with a look that can only be described as, I'd like to see you try.
Yeah, in that case, Elizabeth just goes, never mind then.
I think probably Arya would probably call down and say, I don't see anybody in the camp. I'm gonna try to open the door.
You know what? That might work.
All right, fair enough.
I guess we're just going around to the gate.
Just give us a shout if anything happens.
Okay.
Just be prepared to cast fly, I guess.
Okay.
Stay close to Elizabeth.
Okay.
Might be time for flying doggo.
So the rest of you make your way back around the wall towards the gate. Arya, you head along the top of the wall, and at the staircase you find that leads down at the edge by the by the section of wall that appears to move. You head down inside looking for a mechanism. As you dip down inside, it is very dark. Darker than you would be expecting. Like your dark vision like kicks in almost immediately. And looking around, it does seem like under normal circumstances this place would at least be dimly lit. But the emplacements for illuminations have just been removed. Like they've had the not like regular torches, but like whatever illuminations fit into the holders on the wall, the illuminations have just been taken out for some reason. You continue down until you get into a chamber that basically as soon as you descend down into the chamber, it causes you to freeze for a moment as you essentially see ahead of you like a very large wheel attached to a bunch of chains. And at first, the sight that you see that causes you to freeze is you see one of those four-armed demons basically standing next to the wheel.
That's not ideal.
However, it doesn't appear to be moving.
Can I tell if it's like alive?
I would say with your passive perception and your hunter skills, it appears to sort of just be slumped against the wheel.
Okay. I'm gonna get out Frostbrand and get a little bit closer.
Okay, you sneak up, sword out. It appears to be like just slumped over the wheel, unmoving. No signs of breathing, no signs of life or activity.
Okay. can I get it off the wheel?
Okay. Yeah, you can certainly try. The moment you go to like lift the body away, you realize like how heavy the upper torso is, and as soon as you sort of like get a grip on it and move it, you watch as its lower torso separates from its upper torso and just slides down.
Oh.
Ooh.
On the plus side, it's definitely dead.
Well, that's comforting.
Sorry.
The
Yeah, with a bit of application of strength, you manage to like topple the upper half of the body that is still attached to the wheel from its strict rigor mortis and just cast it aside. Yeah, this thing was bisected by something. Either something very powerful or magically propelled.
Hmm. Okay, well, great. I'd like to open the doors.
Okay. Give me a strength roll, as this requires quite a considerable amount of strength to move this.
Wow, that really
Okay.
sucks.
Despite putting all of your muscles and like all of your strength into this, it really just does not budge.
Hmm. Is there anything in the room that could help me? I'm trying to think of what that would even be.
Yeah, if you can tell me something that you're looking for, I can tell you whether or not you can find it.
Because there's no way for me to like attach a rope to the wheel and then throw it over something and me hang off of it. Use my body weight to open the door.
Trying to make a pulley system, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you have rope on you. You just need a way to make a pulley system, which I guess would be a... you're not proficient in mechanics of any kind, so I guess
Absolutely not.
just give me an intelligence roll.
Oh, cool. Great.
Yeah,
Love
it's
that
like
for
trapping.
me.
It's fine.
Okay.
Oh no!
Okay, so
I don't
you-
know what the fuck's going on.
You tie a rope to the wheel, throw it over a rafter, and then just jump up to the rope and like yank down on it. And all you proceed to do is just tie your arms out.
Well, we got like partway there.
Oof.
The rest of you are just sort of like standing again nervously outside of this door, just watching your backs.
How tall is the wall? Again? Like total?
Total.
60?
I think it's it's approaching 70. I think.
Hmm,
Oh no, sorry, no, approaching 60.
okay. Does that mean it's slightly shorter than 60?
It's about 55 in most places.
Okay. Hmm. I guess then, like, after a little bit of waiting, she'd probably turn to the others and go, "Do either one of you want to try and get in there? Just in case? I can lift you up, maybe?"
I mean,
I think the wall's
the
low
other
enough.
alternative is that I could get in there with one other person, but I don't know if that's wise to
I,
use that much magic
Well,
when we don't know what's inside.
The thing is, it's been completely silent, so I don't know what's going on, but it doesn't sound like any alarms have been set off.
Yeah, but that it still makes me nervous that nothing's happening. That
Don't
could
worry,
still
it's
be
just me
bad.
fucking up.
Just give Arya some time. It might not be as straightforward as it seems.
Okay.
You continue to hold your position outside of the doors. Arya, your efforts seem to be proving fruitless, at least for the moment. What do you want to do?
I guess I should probably go tell the others that I just can't get it open.
Okay, so you run back up to the top, like lean down over the wall, and what do you say?
There's. I found the mechanism to open the door, but it's pretty heavy, so I'm having trouble getting it open.
I guess then Elizabeth would just immediately turn to Kelariis and say, "Do you want to get up there?"
I mean, can you get me up there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
walls-
I
the walls-
kind
the
of
walls
just
are
like
mostly short.
shrug.
Yeah, like she probably looks to the walls and goes, "They look short enough."
Well, if you can get me close enough, I can get the rest of the way there at least.
Elizabeth does some quick trigonometry in her head.
Because I can cast levitate, and I can, levitate someone, moving them 20 feet in a set direction. But I can't move them outside of the range of the spell, which is 60 feet.
Ah, okay.
So as long as the top of the wall is, within 60 feet.
Yeah, I'd say that's a reasonable application of the spell.
Cool. Then I would like to levitate Kelariis up to the wall.
Okay. You place a hand on Kelariis' shoulder. Kelariis, you feel, or the familiar, comforting sense of gravity removed.
Lovely.
I like to think that we just position Kelariis like in the correct spot to float up.
Yeah, so Kelariis, you slowly ascend up the wall into your level with Arya, at which point you begin to feel the spell beginning to waver, so you quickly hop over the wall.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth releases concentration.
Yeah, I guess I just kind of look at Arya. Can you show me where it is? Maybe between the
it's
two
in
of us,
here.
we can get it taken care of.
Yeah, the two of you descend, stepping over the bisected demon lying underneath you. Yeah, between the two of you, I think you can probably apply enough force to be able to turn it enough. You probably can't get the doors fully open, but you can crack it enough that your companions can squeeze through.
I think seeing the demon, I kind of just turn to Arya and raise an eyebrow and just, you did that?
No, it was dead when I got here. I found it like that. I don't know what happened.
That's a little concerning, but
Yeah. I mean, it's concerning that this whole place seems to be abandoned.
I don't like this.
Yeah, I have concerns.
Sorry, I felt my microphone. Feels almost like a trap.
Mm-hmm. But I guess there's nothing we can do if the compass is pointing us in here.
Yeah, nothing besides being alert, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I guess we just do the open the gate a little tiny bit.
Yeah, crack the gate open. Head back. Well, I suppose you would head out to the courtyard level, and your companions join you.
I guess once we're reunited, Elizabeth will probably just voice a thought and go, "You don't think maybe they're just trying to leave? Just run and take the weird idol things with them?"
I don't know, but well, I assume we noticed the dead demon.
If your companions pointed out to you, yes, it's lying fairly exposed in the. Well, it's inside the gatehouse, but.
I mean, I would definitely tell them about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think when Elizabeth mentions maybe they're trying to run, I say I'm not sure if they ran so much as maybe were attacked, and just I would assume Arya's pointing out the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to... Normally I'd see one of those things dead and be happy, but I don't know whether this is a good thing or not.
Feels like a bad thing.
I have no idea what to make of it, to be honest. But like, just on a glance, nothing is damaged, or there's no blood, or nothing, like no aftermath of any kind.
Signs of a struggle.
Yes.
Give me an investigation roll.
Normal.
Who, Grim?
Grim can do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Just because he's asking the question. Grim, casting your gaze around, doesn't look like, at least out here, that there's any signs of conflict. Although looking around, I mean, you've been around military outfits enough to know that an encampment this size produces a lot of foot traffic. But looking at the this place has several like well kept like sort of paths, and then some sort of like loose rocky areas that with like a shaly mud that at some point, like it looks like at some point it might have been at least partly curated, perhaps as some sort of farm or garden of some sort. It's long since been rucked up by the foot traffic for the surrounding area, but this place has definitely seen a lot of activity within the last 24 hours. Just from looking at the freshness of all of the footprints. Impossible to tell where they all went because there's just so many of them, but it has been like recently disturbed. Like think people mass vacating a festival ground sort of messed.
The only thing I can imagine is that they're somehow involved in the ritual. Like, I don't know what they're up to, but I wouldn't. Well, we know they're not past human sacrifice, and the grander the ritual, the more sacrifices. Don't know if that makes any sense.
I mean, I can think of one way to find out. At which point she'd probably just like look off to whichever way the compass is pointing.
Yeah, you bring up the compass. The compass is still pointing towards the large entry gate that is toward like on the opposite side of all of these tents. That appears to like lead into whatever the structure is beyond in the wall or in the cavern.
We try and just press on.
No,
Guess
we
that's
don't
all
have
we can do.
Yeah, that is pretty much all we can do.
Okay.
But like,
I mean,
yeah,
we can
well,
always
I guess you
we can always think of the positives as well. Maybe there's some sort of something down here that's on our side.
Feels unlikely.
I wouldn't count on that at all.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not saying it's very likely, and I'm not. It's just it'd be nice if we did find that.
I think best case scenario, it's how would I put it? Against them as well as us. It's,
guess. I guess we'll just have to see.
Okay. So you make your way up the grand steps towards this entryway. the the monolithic like black spider carving that just sort of like hangs as a sigil over the door, like looms over you as you enter, and you half expect it to like drop on your head as you're coming through, but it does not.
Oh, good.
You step in through essentially like a set of arched doors into a large open space that, were it not for the low bluish green lighting illuminating the place and the like the black slate finish on all of the surfaces, it could. It gives all of you flashbacks to the entrance hall of the Arcane Academy in Argentellarind. It is almost exactly the same.
Mm.
I mean,
I don't like that.
Fucking, I forgot what the plane was called now.
Shadowfell?
Yeah. Like the Shadowfell had weird sort of mimicries and opposite versions of actual places. Maybe this is a similar thing?
Maybe. I don't know.
Everyone give me a history roll.
Yeah, I can do history.
Look at I.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought you said everybody.
Yeah, everyone give me a history roll.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I just okay. Well, that works out.
Oh my word, Arya. Nice.
I mean, that's.
Okay.
Oh.
Haha. I mean, that tracks, honestly.
Yeah. Guys are like, what?
What's history? Things
Yeah.
existed.
Well,
Is it
this
Tallithsyr? No? Then I don't care.
this makes sense for everyone except Kelariis to sort of get a handle on this, because to all of you, this it is strikingly familiar, but like as you look at it, it's stylistically similar. The layout is very similar. It's not like perfectly identical. Like there aren't doorways or corridors in the same places. And instead of like having the open garden to the back of it, like it's got a spiral staircase that goes up somewhere into the next floor. It's stylistically very similar. And Elizabeth and Grimm, like as you sort of think about this, this would make sense considering the shared ancestry. If they have a history of building like architectural things in a similar fashion, it would make sense for them to have similarities, especially if the buildings fulfill the same function.
I guess so.
Does that mean this is some sort of drow arcane academy?
Well, there is a lot of arcane going on here, and it might.
And it was mentioned previously that the people that the Red Legion were allied with were also allied with the School of Demonology.
Yeah.
Oh. True.
I just never considered that would be, well, here.
I guess we can add that to the records when we get back.
But yes,
Say if.
there are multiple ways like to progress onwards from here. There are multiple corridors, and basically it's, the center of the room is taken up with a large desk that is unoccupied.
I guess are there signs of this place also being kind of left in a hurry?
Difficult to say. Like there are like open books and things sort of abandoned on this desk. Like it doesn't look like anybody's made any effort to tidy this away, but it doesn't. If they did leave in a hurry, like there isn't sort of any indication what might have caused it or when it happened.
What are the books open to? I'm not going to touch them. I just want to like look at the pages to see
You
if I know.
cannot understand the language of any of them.
Ah,
They are all written in Undercommon.
damn.
Wow.
Should have asked Jaldrin for lessons while he was over.
Yeah, I'm sure I could definitely learn that language that quick.
You might not be able to, but Elizabeth might have.
Well, it's true.
Yeah, I'm very multilingual.
Long rest and then pop over, get him. No. Just pop over and get
Hey,
him.
Jaldrin, want to come to the Abyss and read a bunch of books for us?
No.
Yeah, I don't think Arya would approve of us taking her boyfriend into the abyss.
No, I can't say that I would be excited about that.
You know, like sometimes like they can get excited. You know, you're involving them in your work life.
Oh, we flexing
Yeah,
our
I
languages
did.
now.
Oof.
I didn't actually mean to roll it. I realized I hadn't put Abyssal on there, even though I learned it like 2 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why do you have like 3 different language proficiency rolls?
So that they're all so that they're all visible in the sheet.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't
Yeah,
do multiple
that's fair.
lines.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I only have 3.
Well, it's the same with your weapon proficiencies. It doesn't all go into one line.
Oh, sorry. I also realized that I never converted it from the old version, so mine's just all handwritten in there.
Oh right. Yeah,
I like it better.
I was going to say Jayla's weapon proficiencies definitely all fit onto one of line because it's literally all of them.
Yeah.
I suppose you could
It's
write
just
all
everything.
weapons.
It's all of it.
Yeah. True. True.
Give me a weapon and I'll fuck somebody up.
But yeah, I put it on multiple so that I can easily read them all without having to like awkwardly scroll sideways.
Yeah, no, that makes way more sense.
But yeah, look at me and my 7 languages.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, none of them are undercommon, so still useless.
No. Yeah, they're useless in this specific situation. Yes. Well, Where's the compass saying if we're in this weird room now?
So you pull out the compass again. The compass is pointing to a corridor, basically off to your left, in the far back.
Yeah. How big even is the compass again? I don't have a very good sense of scale of how big it is.
You have to like basically like hold it in a full hand.
Okay.
Like it is. What's a good sort of way to describe it? Well, hang on. Let me just get a ruler. It's probably like 4.5 inches in diameter.
Okay.
Or like the portable component is at least.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't put this ruler back in now. There we go.
I guess. Do you want to just follow on the compass, or?
It's I don't have a better idea. Wait, don't you? You wouldn't happen to have like what's it called? One of them spells that interprets languages ready? Well, if you don't, it's like if you don't, we just follow the compass.
I could ritual cast, but I don't know if
depends.
you want to sit here for 10 minutes.
I'll look
I
at
mean,
the
it might be
others,
worth
but
taking the time instead of walking in completely blind.
How long does it last us? Because
An hour. And it would allow me to understand spoken languages as well?
I mean, I think it's probably worth it.
Yeah, it
Right,
would give
well,
us. It might even like lead us into something helpful.
well, give me 10 minutes then, you four.
Okay.
And like, she probably goes off to a little corner to start casting the ritual.
Okay, so you start ritual casting. What are the rest of you doing while Elizabeth is ritual casting?
Definitely staying on guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making sure maximum visibility.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
um,
Give me a collective perception check with help for your group while Elizabeth does this.
Who
Probably
has better
Arya
perception than
will?
me?
Well,
Oh, I mean, it's probably you.
like I don't think any like the only one that has a chance is Elizabeth, but Elizabeth is kind of busy.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And
Yeah,
you get
I-
advantage
yeah.
because of the help.
Right. I'll roll it.
Yeah.
Like like you beat my -1 by a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, yeah, your perception is actually way better than mine.
Oh well, there you go.
Okay. So yeah, you
Actually,
stand
no, it's not.
you stand guard, keeping your eyes open, like keep paying attention to everything that's going on, listening. The sound of Elizabeth turning pages in her spellbook is deafening in the quiet in this room.
He hears it the first few times, then is like, shit.
Um,
She just whisper, like, extra careful with the next few page turns.
Yeah, like it is.
Isn't there a verbal component?
Yeah,
Yeah, there probably is, but
yeah, there is.
it's dramatic effect.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so it is a lot quieter than it feels like it comfortably should be. On the plus side, nothing comes, but on the downside, yeah, you have not a clue what is awaiting you. Yeah, eventually, Elizabeth, you finish casting Comprehend Languages.
Cool.
And as you look around, what you had actually mistaken for ornate detailing,
Well,
basically
well, hang on. Because I can only understand written languages if I'm touching what the thing it's written on.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have to be physically touching the thing it's written on. I don't just...
Okay. Well, I will say as you walk over and you touch the desk, you realise that what you had taken to be ornate detailing on the side of the desk is actually words.
Oh. What are the words on the desk?
Yeah. So the basically at the forefront of the desk it says Artisyran School of Demonology.
Well, that confirms what this is then. I guess for once she isn't reading aloud. Just because of where they are. I guess then she'd like...
That's how it is spelled.
And then I guess... Oh, what's the... Is there like a chair behind the desk where like someone would have sat, or...
So there is a stool, like a yeah, basically like a four-legged stool with a cushion.
Okay, because if there's an open book in front of that, that's probably the first one she'd go for.
Yeah. Okay. So you go ahead, like
Yeah.
touch.
Well, I don't think. Yeah. Also, I don't think that she'd like go behind the desk. She probably just turns the book around.
Okay. Yeah. So you turn the book around. As you touch it, the words on it begin to materialize. It appears to be a schedule of some sort. It lists a number of Oh wait, I guess it's basically a bunch of names, probably surnames.
Hmm.
Followed by what appear to be room designations and times.
Oh, okay. So I guess that's like lectures.
Quite possibly. Give me an investigation roll. Okay. So on every single yeah, I guess on every single person's entry, there is a large portion of time bricked out, like a good couple of hours, basically bricked out to, I guess it would just say observation room session. And almost everybody has that multiple times every couple of days. Well, sorry, yeah. They basically have it bricked out every couple of days. That is the notable thing that all of them have in common.
Okay. Are there any other open books I could briefly look at?
Yeah, so you go to a handful of other books. The handful of other books seem to be logs and records of various things. One of them is a specimen log, which you recognize the name of several. Yeah, you'd recognize the name of a couple of demons in there, presumably. Particularly like demon types that you've experienced before. Other than that, like, yeah, it really just seems to be record keeping for this school.
Yeah. In that case, like after however long it takes to read all that, should probably just start saying, "Well, this is definitely that school of demonology." Most of this is just record keeping of some kind. I don't think any of it's. Yeah, most of it isn't that useful. The only thing that's really noteworthy is these weird records of observation room sessions.
It kind of makes sense to me. Like, observe the demons.
Well, it doesn't say what they're observing.
No, it doesn't necessarily say, but like, what else would they be observing? Maybe ritual examples.
Ancient magic.
Yeah, maybe. But I have a hunch that there aren't any demonstrations going on currently.
Possibly not. But yeah, this is definitely the school. But yeah, are there any anything else in the room that has carvings similar to on the desk?
Not of note, no. There are some panels on the walls by the entrances to the corridors that appear to have the same sort of script on them.
Oh, I guess touching them could be directions, so...
Like, what I'd suggest is, considering, like, you going around touching everything is going to take a long time, I suggest we look at the compass and then touch any signs near what the compass is pointing to so we know what we're heading into.
Yeah, what's the compass pointing to?
So you approach the one that the compass is pointing to.
Yeah. Try and see what it says.
Yeah, touch the plate. It has 3 things written on it. One of which is it says classrooms, and then like lists a bunch of classrooms. Laboratories, observation chamber.
Okay. I wonder then if it's pointing us to the observation chambers. Well, either way, we're going to one of those 3, so be ready. And yeah, if the compass is like easy enough to hold in one hand, she probably just has the compass in one hand and her staff in the other.
Yeah. It is a little bit clunky to hold like that, but yes.
Fair enough.
But yeah, you proceed following the compass. As you proceed down this corridor, it turns off to one side, and basically like runs by essentially like a number of open archways that have doorways in them. The moment you round the corner, however, the immediate signs of some form of scuffle are obvious. The corridor is littered with the remnants of broken and shattered crossbow bolts. And there are signs of splashes of blood, both the slightly darker drow blood and red humanoid, or red human or dwarven blood.
Yeah. Well, that's concerning.
A little.
Maybe someone has made it here ahead of us. And we're about to be, walking into the heart of it.
Well, if they were here before us, there was one thing that I'm certain of. If they came here as hostile intentions, these guys will have put up a good fight, and I doubt they will be unscathed. So if we keep pressing on, then we should just keep an ear out, try to make sure that if we catch up with them, that we don't do so before they engage on the enemy, but admittedly they might be sneaky.
Okay. Yeah. I'll keep following the compass then.
That said, Kelariis, your visiony thing, like the detect stuff thing.
Detect
Like
stuff
it's only
thing.
your paladin.
The divine sense.
Yeah.
Well,
Paladin
that's like a
senses.
minute or so. It's only a minute, right?
Yes. I think that's what we decided, because I don't think there's like a time specified in.
Yeah, I think we decided it lasts like roughly a minute, but it's only things that you have direct line of sight of.
Yeah.
Okay. Not as useful as I was hoping.
Yeah.
Yes, detect evil and good is the one thing you want, I think, if you want it to last longer.
Just keep it in mind if we are uncertain, so we don't have to actually say it.
Oh, I should have prepped detect evil and good. That's what I should have done.
Never mind.
Alas.
You're too busy being a paladin imbuing your attacks with various flavors of smite.
Yes.
Oh,
But that's not even a... Never mind.
It lasts until the end of your next turn, so a minute
6
is
seconds.
Oh, so it's yeah, no, it's literally 6
Oh,
seconds
is
for
it?
that one. It's not a minute.
Alright, well, I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not as helpful.
Yeah, it's the instant pulse thing. So, but yeah, you're continuing on down this corridor following the compass, correct?
I guess so.
Okay. So yeah, like as you pass by a number of these classrooms, like the open doors like are like seem to have like classroom style layouts. A number of which have basically like had furniture disrupted. There is more signs of struggle and conflict. Like some of the furniture has like clear signs where like weapons have been embedded in them, like with overzealous swings. There is one of them. One of them particularly has far more blood than any healthy individual could survive losing, splattered across it. No signs of any bodies until you come to like basically the end of the corridor, and you come into a set of what are more likely to be laboratories. They have stone workbenches with basins in them, and basically one of these has had its door removed from its hinges, and basically like shattered into the room. And the source of what shattered it into the room is quite clearly yet another of these the hybrid drow demons has basically just been blown through the door frame and is landing like has landed like arms bent at impossible angles, just like spread eagled in the middle of this laboratory.
So it's more of they got thrown through and not they smashed through.
Yeah, blasted through.
Yeah, blasted through. Yeah, that was likely not the demons doing.
I think whoever's broken. Yeah, it does look like whoever's broken in does have considerable power.
Yes. I guess like maybe we should take a look, see if we can get any clues of the creature, see what we're up against. Just take a minute, maybe.
And yeah, is there anything else of note in that laboratory?
Make me investigation rolls. Anyone else?
Oh yeah, sure.
I rolled a number funnier than 24.
Nice.
25.
25.
Sorry, roll 20's taking a hot second.
Oh my word, Arya.
Okay.
I know.
So something that all of you notice is the source of the whatever blasted this demon through the wall is clearly, or through the doorframe, is clearly evident, and it's a spell that many of you will recognize. As that basically there is damage in the surrounding corridor that is consistent with the spell Shatter that you have seen used before.
Oh, that must have been one hell of a shatter.
It certainly seems to have been cast with a great degree of force. Elizabeth and Arya. Probably Arya is the first to pick up on this. As you sort of investigate the room, they're very scuffed by the movement of feet, but there are quite clearly dark, bloody drag marks, probably drow blood. That basically like lead out of the laboratory and like up the corridor, like away in the direction that you guys are headed.
Comforting.
Elizabeth, there's very little else to indicate like what exactly went on here other than a combat of some sort. Although you do notice that there is writing on like essentially like a chalkboard at the front of the room, along with some sort of diagram for you have summoning magic, don't you? You have experience with summoning magic. It is
it's only elementals.
It is a diagram of some form of summoning ritual. A summoning ritual which you are not familiar with, and you can't really determine because it is incomplete. But it looks like somebody was perhaps preparing a lesson in here.
You know, the more we wander around, the more I think these people were having a relatively normal day for a school of demonology, and someone's kicked in the front door and just been carving their way through to something.
How long? Do we have any idea of how long this thing has been dead? Because I can't, I can't imagine our, knowledge of decaying. Oh, actually, maybe does Puck know anything about this? Like, how can we
Oh,
tell how long?
you want to reach into your knowledge? Sure.
See if Puck knows anything about how about the decay of demon corpses in the abyss.
Well, give me. Is it an Arcana roll you get a benefit with?
I think so. Let me double check. Arcana, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Give me an Arcana check with Puck's benefit.
So, well, I guess it says it makes me aware of its strengths and weaknesses, but.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, you feel like the memory of Puck's mind, Puck's voice surface in the back of your mind. And it feels for a moment like he's standing behind you, like looking over your shoulder, like examining this thing with you. And the voice sort of in the back of your mind just sort of says, well, for starters, these things don't decay, so you're out of luck on that one.
Well, that was not very helpful. Well, I guess it's helpful, but at the same time,
Yeah.
not the answer I wanted.
It is not the answer you wanted.
I mean, is there any kind of knowledge as to how long this might have happened based on blood?
Well, I will say, Arya, with your tracking abilities, this blood is dried, so it is, it's in the like it's been more than a couple of hours since whatever individual left this blood trail was bleeding. Excuse me. But it has not begun to crack and fragment yet. It hasn't been it hasn't been that long, and it isn't that hot in here. So whatever left this blood was bleeding like maybe 12 to 18 hours ago.
Okay, well, the fact that it's today is kind of throws one of my theories just out the window.
Well, it would have been early hours of the quote unquote morning, but
yeah, but well, I was like, because I kind of thought like perhaps this was the fallout from them starting the ritual here, but well, it's definitely been going on for longer than that. Well, we should get going.
Yeah. And I guess we should be ready for the ever-growing possibility that whatever's done all this damage is still here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you continue to follow the corridor down. You come across some now slightly more obvious bloody drag marks.
I like the idea of things being dead things being dragged through these corridors.
Yeah,
it's
That does
not
not make me think
great.
it's a good thing that's come in here. And
you also notice a handful more hybrid demon like corpses lying around, but still a distinct lack of any other kind of corpse.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's because the hybrids aren't valid sacrifices. That's the only logical thing.
you don't think maybe the Dread Legion and the Sisters had a falling out, do you?
No, I think this is what I think is the Dread Legion needed like. Oh, my bad. What I think the Dread Legion
needed sacrifices to complete the ritual, and why bother getting more people when you've got all the people you need right here?
I
And
guess.
I imagine they didn't all agree, but they didn't have much choice in the matter. Hence all the destruction.
Clearly not.
And I don't I don't know how the Sisters of Love would feel.
So you might as well keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you continue to follow this corridor down towards. It comes to a fork, but once again, following the compass, you follow it round, and you notice that the space opens up ahead of you through like there's a door that has sort of been like it's hanging loose off its hinges, giving you like sight into the next room, and it looks to open up into a chamber with a number of benches in it, which is presumably the observation chamber that you saw mentioned previously.
I mean, is there a sign next to the door?
There doesn't appear to be one. There may once have been one on the door, but the door is kind of shattered beyond like recognition. As you sort of step inside this chamber, however, you are all immediately alerted by signs of movement. As three figures whip around and seem almost as surprised to see you as you are to see them. And on that, we'll take a short break.
Ooh. Well
That
then.
was an hour and a half exactly. So
Things are on track.
Wow.